Welcome to what I am calling the HBN Men's Wellness Series. And this is an opportunity to feature some amazing men we have in the network. Most recently, we spoke with Kashawn Frazier, owner of Fitness at Your Door. Last week, I spoke with Chef Patrick Quinn, an amazing chef who will come to you, has meal plans, does all the things. Today, I am speaking with Dr. Charlie Ware. And guys, I am so excited. Like whenever I talk with this gentleman, it's so good because he has such a wide depth of knowledge in so many areas. He has just spoken and been in so many rooms, amazing places, and it's just an honor to have him as a part of this network. So I'm going to add him on here. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Michelle Fletcher. I am the founder of the Holistic Business Network. And hopefully Instagram will treat us well and let Dr. Charlie on here. There we go. Hey, Dr. Charlie.
How are we doing today?
We're doing great. How are you?
I'm well. A little chilly here in South Florida, so I have to bundle up a little bit.
I know. I was like, I didn't think I'd have to pull out another turtleneck sweater this year, but here I am.
Exactly.
I got to break another one in.
Right.
So I am so excited to get into this conversation with you because the people need to know, like the depth of your knowledge, your background is so, every time I'm just like, what an honor to have you as a part of this network with the breadth of knowledge that you have. So before we get into some of the questions I'm going to ask you, and it's not going to be your typical questions. Me and Patrick had a really good time talking last week about just some of these topics. I would love for you to just share your background and all the things that you do. And I have a feeling you're going to miss something. So I'll be sure to be listening. If you miss anything, I'm going to throw it in. Okay. So Dr. Charlie, tell us a little bit about you.
Oh, wow. I always love when people introduce me because I hate talking about all the things. But in a bad way. It's more so, like you said, I'm going to forget something. Well, natural physician. I started this journey because of my sickle cell beta thalassemia that I have, which led me into going to Western medicine, dropped out of Western medical school, went to natural medicine, naturopathic, acupuncture, herbs. So that's what led me down my route. And then as far as staying in the school route and research, I've done a lot of research with sickle cell disease, gene therapy, as well as doing functional genetics, epigenetics as well, and which also led me to the whole microbiome realm of doing things from a Western-minded standpoint, but trying to stay as natural as possible as we can with that. I'm sometimes using peptides, but more, I think over 95%, I'm using herbs and diet to, improve people's lives, whether it be from the common cold up to the C word that we can't say, as naturopaths and things of that sort. But it's been a great journey. Along the way, I've been able to just be able to meet some phenomenal individuals. I'm part of the Global Health Catalyst, which is a global group of scientists and physicians, also investors that we're trying to really improve the lives of individuals around the world. I've spoken to Harvard, MIT, Stanford, different places around the world about natural medicine, phytomedicine as well. I'm part of the Global Phytomedicine Institute, where we are going around and trying to save our indigenous medicines around the world, creating blockchain structure for them to be able to, like, whether it be a tribal or a country, so they can actually profit from it versus having individuals come in and they're trying to improve the infrastructure, but they're just taking the phytomedicines and going back to their countries to try and develop drugs with them. We're trying to prevent that as much as possible and put the owners back or the ownership back inside of the country as well. Sit on a few charities and boards and things of that sort. So that's all I do. I was also head baseball coach of Calvin Christian. So I also coach baseball and all of that too.
Listen, do you hear all of that, guys? And I don't even think he mentioned that he has a supplemental herbal line.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I have that. I've got the supplement line that I created, because of different conditions, but also have a couple of hospitals we built, as well, and other clinics around the world too. So different labs that we were getting ready to build and different partnerships. So just stay busy, but it's all based in health, wellness, and just trying to look into the future, but also using the past to continue to heal individuals. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It's so good. All the work that he's doing. Um, not and a lot of philanthropy too. Like when I first met Dr. Charlie, he was going back and forth, traveling to different countries and really helping to educate,
Yeah.
people in Africa and the Caribbean just about natural healing, natural health. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys got to hear this amazing man share. Usually, I felt like I would miss something. It's funny how he misses something, but he's doing so much good in the world. That's what happens when you're doing so much good. You can't
Yeah.
remember it all, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we've gone live several times. You've shared different aspects of your specialties and all of that, but we're going to take a little bit of a different route today, Dr. Charlie.
Love it.
We're gonna go a little deeper because, you just listed all the things that you have under your tool belt. And, a lot of people probably are wondering, like, wow, what what conditions create? My dog is like so wild. He sees me here and he's like wants to come in. So now he's banging
I
something
love
against the door. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank God we have hurricane windows that hopefully won't break. He's like, let me in. So people are probably wondering what made you feel called to do the work that you do?
it.
Because I know a
Yeah.
little bit of this story, and I love to hear this component because
Mhm.
it brings people to the heart of why we do what we do in wellness. So can
Yeah.
you share that?
100%. I mean, like I mentioned briefly, I have sickle cell beta thalassemia, which is
Mhm.
a genetic red blood cell disease. So as a child, grew up on a farm in Virginia. So always knew that I wanted to heal. I was a healer, but I didn't know how that was going to come about. I recall, my grandfather just giving me herbs and things of that sort, and eating these weird things when I would have pain, here and there. So that's what sort of led me into the healing realm. But when you're growing up, everybody wants you to be a doctor. Everybody said, "Oh, you're going to be a great doctor. You're going to be a great engineer." I was always told to do things very, very simplistically, and that's what sort of led me into staying in the natural realm as much as possible. I recall being in medical school and having a crisis, sickle cell crisis. No one can help me. And then when I dropped out of medical school and went to natural medical school, had a crisis, no one can help me. And it was like, okay, I gotta figure out how to help myself then. So that's when it actually really led me into, wanting to understand the body, on a different level. And also looking at herbs in a way that I believe in Ezekiel 47:12, where he's made the fruit for us to eat and also leaves for our healing. So that's what sort of really led me
Yeah.
into studying this deeper and deeper. And the more I researched, herbs, more I was like, why are we using any medication when the herbs are just as powerful? It's not more powerful than anything that's out there. Right now, there's over 500, because the number goes up every day, over 500 drugs that have been developed from herbs. So I didn't feel as if I needed to go anywhere else. I still don't feel as if I need to go anywhere else to find my healing. It's just a matter of understanding the synergistic aspects of it. I was just in a meeting earlier, and I was like, oh, someone asked me, so what are you reading right now? I said, well, I'm rereading one of my quantum physics books. And he was like, what? I'm like, yeah, and I leisurely read quantum physics, biophysics books, because that's where the knowledge really is, and it helped me continue to understand how to treat patients on a cellular level, on a genetic level, all the way up to a physical level as well.
So good. So good. You said so many things. My ears were just popping here and there. But when you said when you were in medical school and you had a sickle cell
Yeah.
episode, and no one could help you, and then when you mentioned then you were in naturopathy school and no one could help you, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I thought someone
Yeah.
would have helped you. But that's
Yeah.
interesting. So you have been led into this direction, honestly, because now you're going to help so many people that deal. Well, you have already helped so many people that deal with sickle cell.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of those outliers because it's not a huge population that has it, and it's only a certain demographic, which are people of color. So I'm so glad that you're here as an
But
advocate. Oh,
I'm gonna stop you with. I'm gonna stay there for a second. Sorry to stop you.
tell
That's a
me.
huge, misconception that one is a small population, and also two that is mostly affects people of color. My first patients in my clinic with sickle cell disease was a family of four Italians.
Get
Italians,
out.
no Italians. It was three brothers and a sister. They all had sickle cell disease. Italians, not mixed Italians. And then, I mean, I have individuals fly over from all over the world, Spain, Portugal, fly up from South America, India. Actually, in India, the country India has the largest population of sickle cell and also beta thalassemia. So, yes, so all these things that we hear is a black disease. It is totally not a black disease at all. Like right now, I have a special group for my sickle cell people. Essentially, there are more Latin individuals in there than black right now. I'm going to sip my tea real quick.
You are dropping a bomb right now. Okay, why have they made us think that it's only black people that have it? I've never heard this ever. And you are working with these people, so you know, like if anyone
Mhm.
knows, Dr. Charlie knows. He
Yeah,
has a community that he supports with
yeah.
sickle cell. This is mind blowing.
Oh yeah,
So
oh
this
yeah,
is a way bigger issue than
oh yeah.
they want us to think.
A huge untapped issue. I see my Ethiopian people watching now. Sorry, it's a huge untapped market as far as knowledge wise. That it's funny because part of what I did was I created an app called Elohe, which is for sickle cell disease. But in that app, I created sickle cell rapid testing kits because again, it's largely still unchecked. I've had patients in my office displaying all these symptoms. I'm like, I think you have sickle cell or a version of it, and we'll test them, and it's like, yeah, they'll have a trait, they'll have SC, they have a component of it, and I'm telling you, from black to white to Latin across the board, and we'll have it confirmed. I had a mom in here, kid was 16 years old, and of course she just, oh no, no one in my family has that. No one in my family has that. Tested the child, and she said, well, someone in my family has it. In fact, his father, had it. I'm like, why we go through this whole rigmarole so that's one reason why when you ask me like what I do, I forget how many painful stories I've heard, because it pains me to see that this is something that in 1974, 1973, the U.S. made a law that every newborn child has to be tested for sickle cell disease. It's still not being done. Not being done.
Wow.
Yes.
That's over 50 years ago. That's crazy. You know
Yeah.
what's really scary about that is that there's a lot of people of other races that will never identify that problem
Nope.
because they're not, that's the last thing they would ever think to test for.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Wow.
I was at Harvard, and my first line was, "I'm shocked you guys have me here. I'm a natural guy," because it was a cancer conference that I was invited to speak at. Because sickle cell is actually lumped under oncology for some reason. So we were having that conversation, and the hands, because I always, I'm free to speak wherever I want. I always ask people, hey, who's heard of sickle cell? Who actually know they have it, or someone, da 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 da, and the hands that go up. It's not like one or two. It's 1 in 4 hands go up inside of this arena of thousands of people. So I'm like, if we know that we know someone with it, how is it that we still only have 100,000 people here in the U.S. with it? Come
Hmm.
on. Come on.
No way. No way.
So,
Wow. Okay. You just blew my mind with that, Dr. Charlie. I hope whoever's listening, you guys, if you know some people with some health challenges and they just haven't been able to figure out, go look up what some of the symptoms are for sickle
mhm,
cell and make
mhm,
sure, they're not having some of those symptoms, because that might be something, if they're not Black, that they're not even, it's not even on radar for
yeah,
their practitioners. So
yeah.
thank you for that, Dr. Charlie. That was so good. And welcome everyone who's just joining. Dr. Charlie just dropped a bomb on me, letting me know that he has sickle cell patients that are of every race, Italian, Indian, from all over the world. They're not just from the continent or originating from the continent of Africa. They are people of every race that have sickle cell, but it's usually not something that their practitioners will look into. Dr. Charlie is a sickle cell expert, doctor. He does a lot of things, but that's one thing he grew up with. And so he's very in tune with all you need to know when it comes to sickle cell. So if you are looking for help with that, reach out to Dr. Charlie. That was so good. Okay, so as we're talking about men and wellness and all the things, what do you feel is one of the biggest misconceptions about men in the holistic space? And how are you, like, I see how you're changing that narrative, but how do you think what are you bringing to the table to help, like, overcome some of the narratives that we have about men and wellness,
Yeah. I mean, the
natural
first,
wellness?
yeah. The first thing I see and I hear a lot of men in wellness is most men are here to get the check and not there to, actually help out. And yes, we can be very aggressive and making sure that everything we do is profitable. But at the same token, we have a lot of great men who just want to do the simple work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And make sure
Mm-hmm.
that they're holding ground for their next man as well. What am I doing? I mean, part of what you and I had this conversation, a while ago, that making sure that we're carving out space for men, and especially in the wellness space. I'm not saying the wellness space is a female-dominated, industry, but most of the customers that come to the wellness space are female, and which is a sad thing all onto itself. Most men think that just because they go to the gym and they have muscles that they're healthy. I'm like, most of my bodybuilders, most of my guys that go to the gym, they're not healthy. Is a certain level of appearance versus the actuality of it. So when I say that, still 90% of my patients are female, there has to be a change about that. And a lot of times men are not willing to spend the money on their body from a health perspective, where women are like, yes, I want to look good, but also want to feel good as well. And then the last thing I'll say about that is, yes, we're a lot of times the breadwinners, but we also need to make sure we spend that time to take care of ourselves so we can continue to make the bread for our family.
Yes, and you know what? I appreciate men like you that are out here serving, and Dr. Charlie just wants to really help people. We do want Dr. Charlie to make tons of money because he deserves it. I mean, with all his expertise, but at the same time, the way I see him serve people, I mean, is just a beautiful thing. So not every man is just out here to make a check in the natural health space. We know that in the next few years, the health and wellness industry is projected to make over $9 trillion. And I think it's going to be more than that, because we're seeing the trends towards people gravitating more to natural health and wellness, especially after the huge issue we had 5 years ago where, it really heightened people's awareness. And so, my thing is, I just pray that the people that are coming into this industry are coming in because they want to help serve and change lives and transform people's health, and not just to gain a paycheck, right? And if you are gaining a paycheck, hopefully you're helping tons of people in the meantime.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Yes. So good. You're absolutely right. And, you know, I appreciate having the male perspective and because as women, we're always thinking of the future. If we have a family and all that, we're always wanting to make sure that we may take care of ourselves more because we know that we have to take care of our families and all of that. So we're thinking ahead, where you're right. Men will go to the gym and want that immediate look, but then the long term, not as much they're thinking of. So men, we're just asking you, think more long term. We want you to, still have muscles in your 70s, right?
Yes.
And not be filling your body with toxins on the inside and having muscles on outside. We want you to be just as strong on the inside as you are on the outside.
100%.
So that was so good. So like I mentioned, in a few years, they're predicting by 2029, $9 trillion in health and wellness. What do you see? Like how long have you been in the game, Dr. Charlie? Over 20.
Yeah.
Over 20 years.
About 20 years now. And the thing with that, being around health and wellness longer than that, actually, I'm an old man now. I'm gonna say about 25 years, something like that. So there's always a system. There's always a better. It's funny. I always use this analogy. There's always a better vitamin C, as I always tell people. There's always something that'll help you better. There's always a better B vitamin. There's always a better. And now it's crazy with AI. Like AI is going to fix everything in the world, and I'm like, and they're working very, very diligently to try to figure out how AI is going to take the place of a physician. And in some models, that could work, but the work that AI can't do is actually the work for you to get you healthy. It's the same thing I tell my patients. I say, listen, if I see you once a week, it's 168 hours in a week, right? I'm gonna see you for half an hour, 45 minutes. There's another 167 hours in that week that you need to take care of yourself as optimal as can. I'm just a guy that's gonna give you the blueprint to get you well. You got to make sure that you pick your colors, you pick your flooring to build your own house, right? So the same thing that AI is going to do for us as well. It's like, it's not going to cure us. We're going to have to now still do those treatments and also take those supplements and take these things, ourselves. The thing that, the $9 trillion for me is always that big pie in the sky. Like, okay, it's going to go there, but how will it get there with treatments that are going to be affordable for the average individual? And in my opinion, the only thing that I see really doing that is when we really get into the true understanding of doing true gene work, as well as doing treatments that are now not as beyond longevity, is actually showing, how to live beyond 100, 120, but not just live and still be crippled, but live and still be dominant as well. So with me, AI can help us get there, but the treatments that are going to be designed for that are the ones that's going to shoot that number up to 9 trillion plus. But the same token, the affordability of it is going to be the whole factor because, again, AI takes a lot of energy. These treatments are going to take a lot of energy. There's still going to be a component of having to sort of figure those aspects of things out as well. But to me, it's back to basic health. I think one reason why it's going to be non-treated is because food and everything of that sort is going to be more expensive. Because when we start looking at how we are trying to make things artificial, but not have, healthy soil, not have healthy, animals for us to eat or healthy crops for us to eat, food's going to get more expensive as well, just as a whole.
Yep, absolutely. And it's how funny that you start talking about food. Chef Pat just joined us on here. One of our other men in the network, Chef Patrick. And welcome, Jen, who just joined on here too. So that was so good, Dr. Charlie, because you're right. I literally, the next question I was going to ask you, as you've been in the game in the natural health and wellness space for close to 25 years, maybe a little bit more. And so you've seen a lot of things happen.
Yeah.
I've been in health and wellness, natural health and wellness for 15 years, and I've seen tons happen in the past 15 years. And you've been an extra 25. I know you've seen even more than me. What do you see coming in like the next 3 to 5 years that most practitioners aren't even preparing for? What do you think?
I mean, the biggest thing that I see that most practitioners aren't even thinking about is really, one, the influx of patients that are going to have weird viruses, weird conditions that we don't even know that's really related to a electrical situation as well, or mitochondrial defaults and things of that sort. So a lot of practitioners, still want to throw a lot of vitamins at things. I'm like, vitamins are great, but they're not. They're only one of the base tools that you need. So that's going to be a lot of things that's going to come online. We already see it with our kids that a lot of kids are functioning at a lower level, brain wise and physical wise, because of their bioelectrical aspect is really just deficient right now. The food that they're eating has their energy in it. The water they're drinking has their energy in it. They're sleeping horrible. They're on, these tablets. They're bombarded by Wi-Fi, all day long. The body's not used to this. So these diseases and conditions that are coming up are all going to be pointed towards these things. And most people are, I say, blind to the fact that it's the reality. I tell patients all the time, I say, I see what your Fitbit, make fun of you a little bit. But I used to, I've been in the longevity game. Oh my gosh, now about 15 years. So when the Garmin first came out, like I would say about 10 years ago, with one of the first wearable devices that tracks everything. Of course, I was all right. I was all in. I paid $1,600, for that first watch, and I'm like, hey, I'm tracking everything. And all of a sudden, my fingers just kept locking. It was weird. It was like, the world's going on. So I was like having this weird pain in my arm, and then I took the watch off and went away. I'm like, oh, and then that's what made me pick my physics back up. Okay, well, this laser is now doing something to my bioelectrical status, and I was like, okay, this is weird. Fast forward now, just like a month ago, one of my assistant coaches, he said, hey doc, my arm is hurting, my fingers is weird, and I'm looking at it and say, hey, take the watch off. He's like, wow, it's an Apple Watch, not a big deal. I said, I'm telling you, that's what's causing you. I'm like, you're out here sweating, you're dumping out all of your electrolytes, plus that's causing more of an inversion of your actual cells.
Think about it right now.
It's causing an inversion of your cells as well. So what's happening is like all your calcium is now being dumped inside of your cells faster, and you can't detoxify that because this is what, is all bioelectrical. Again, positive, negative charges. He said he took it off, and then like 3 weeks, he didn't wear it. Pain went away, no therapy, no nothing. Put it back on. Like he said, you know what? I'm going to the gym. I'm gonna see you. He said, put it on for a half an hour. It started happening again. He said, came to practice. Doc, I knew you were smart, but I didn't know how smart you were. I said, listen, people, make fun of me all the time. Oh, the smart watch. Oh, it's just. I'm like, these things are not supposed to be on your body. That's why if you see how far I'm away from my phone, it's like at least 3 feet, away from my phone, so I can make sure that my field is still being sort of, balanced out some sort of way. And one reason I keep drinking my herbal tea to make sure that my cells is now still being hydrated.
Look at that. It's so funny that you just mentioned the watches and the devices and all that. I actually wear this bracelet. It helps to deter like a lot of the radiation and stuff that's surrounding us and bombarding us. Yeah. But I was convicted of exactly what you just said about these watches. I've had a Fitbit forever, and then I forgot what I heard because I was deep down. I've been deep down a rabbit hole. And this was like 3 years ago, and I stopped wearing my Fitbit. Don't ask me how I started wearing it again. Like, it was like I forgot, like a year later, and I started wearing it again. And guess what, guys? I don't even check my steps. I never remember to check the steps. It's not even connected to my phone anymore because I switched. So I don't even know how many steps I do. Why am I wearing this? I need to just get a regular watch because I always used to wear a watch. I think that's why I do it. I grew up wearing watches like that. Yes. So Dr. Charlie was just sharing, there's a lot that's happening in our bodies. Because the question I asked was, what do you think? You know, he's been in the game for over 25 years, gene therapy, acupuncture, sickle cell expert. There's things I'm not, herbologist, like there's things I'm not even saying that he has under his tool belt. He's so wise. But he was mentioning when I asked, what do you see being an issue or challenge that will appear in the next 3 to 5 years for practitioners that they're not even aware of? And he was just saying there's going to be some really weird, some really strange, what do you call it? Strange health issues that
Yeah.
will pop up.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of strange, bioelectrical, mitochondrial issues.
Bioelectrical.
Yeah, yeah,
And what are we surrounded by now? Tech. Tons of tech. You
yeah.
are so on it, Dr. Charlie. Yes. Oh, that was good. This whole live, guys, if you did not catch the beginning, you want to jump on and catch the beginning because he dropped a straight bomb in like the first few minutes. If you think sickle cell is just for Black people, you need to go back and watch that. Go watch that. So this has been so good. So Dr. Charlie, please tell us, like, for people, there's so many ways that you help people. When people step into your world, what are some of the things that they can expect to experience? What are they stepping into? I know I've already used some acupuncture from you. One of the things that I think is just amazing that acupuncturists have the knowledge of is that pulse reading.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Guys, I don't know if you know this.
Oh yeah.
You've
Oh yeah.
never been to acupuncturist. They can listen to your pulse and know so many things that are happening from the bottom of your toe to the top of your head that's going on in your body. Like, so telling me about surgeries I had and scar tissue. And I was like, what is mind blowing? But not only is Dr. Charlie an acupuncturist, he's many things. So please tell us, like, some of the things people can experience. Or who are you working with currently? Like, what patients are you working with? It's probably an assortment.
Well, it is an assortment. I mean, I just had a Grammy Award winning, person in my office, but it's I'm not saying it to brag because I never name drop or whatever. But I mean, I have people flying from all over the world. But when people come to my office, it's two reactions. Either they're blown away or they're like, "That's it." I'm like, "Yeah." I keep things as simple as possible. My moniker is this: the body is not complicated; it's complex. It's not complicated.
Yeah.
I mean, so I look at 4 areas of your life, and I dig very, very deep in those 4 areas. But I mean, I look at, how you're sleeping, how you're eating, how you're moving your body, how you're managing stress. That's it. And those 4 areas are going to tell me so much about you as a person and how best I can, approach how to heal you faster and better and more efficient. Because when I'm really looking at my patient, I'm not looking at it from a personal standpoint or how fast can I just give you something to make you walk out the door. This is a journey that you're going to go on. I tell everyone it didn't take you a day or an hour or 15 minutes to have this condition. So it's going to take you a journey. So as you start to go and peel back, these layers in a very, very slow, methodical way, I make sure people understand it. I'm keeping things very simple. I'm keeping things complicated for myself, but keeping it very simple for you. If you are not committed to first sleeping, 7 to 10 hours a night, I say 8 to 10 hours a night, you're not ready to get well. If you're not committed to actually eating just a well-balanced diet, I'm not saying go crazy and fast and all these things, you're not ready to get healthy. If you don't even want to admit you are stressed, and I'm not saying emotional stress, like for me, like we were just mentioning, I know electronics stress me out. If I have one on my body, I'll feel pain and things of that sort. I try to keep those things away from me. Even in my office, I'm hardwired. There's no Wi-Fi. There's some Wi-Fi in the front, but the Wi-Fi that I have a meter. It doesn't even reach back here towards me. So even my house is hardwired. I don't have any Wi-Fi at all inside of my house. So I know stress, and I know that things like that stress me out. So, but then also look at the emotional aspect of it. If there's underlying infections we got to deal with. And then are you moving your body on a daily basis? Are you moving your body too much? Are you going to the gym too much? And that's what's really stressing your body out, causing these other cascades to also happen as well. So that's why I say I mix and match things together, but it's only 4 areas I look at someone's life and say, boom, there you go. I had a guy that he was chronically insomniac and it caused his kidney disease. People are like, what? I'm like, yeah. His body was not able to detoxify completely. Because, I mean, think about this right here. Your brain actually at night for about 4 to 5 hours a night, it shrinks. It actually just gets smaller, right, as you're sleeping. And then the whole process of your brain shrinking is the fact that it's trying to detoxify itself. All those broken neurons, every day you're learning something new, so your body has to repair itself. So it shrinks to squeeze out all of those toxins out of the cerebrospinal fluid. As that process is happening, it takes about 4 to 5 hours to also do that. If you're not sleeping 4 to 5 hours a night, or at least 6 hours a night, your body's not completely detoxifying itself. So it's building up toxins. So it's really just that simple for me.
Listen, I had to take notes because I was like, okay, I don't want to forget to touch on these things. But first of all, we are going to brag on the fact that you have Grammy Award winning patients coming to see you because of the knowledge that you have. You know, so many times, especially when we're in natural health and wellness, we are so humble. But guess what? And I was that way. This is the year 2026. God said no more. We are going to start speaking loud and proud because the work that we're doing is really God's work. So no, we are going to brag that a Grammy Award winning artist came to see you because he heard through the grapevine that you help people heal. And so I love that. I just love it. That's so good. Adding to the very long resume that you already have. And then I just love how you talk about like the intentionality, like really being conscious. I think a lot of us are walking around and not as conscious of what is happening in our environments. We got to be more conscious of what is going on. Like when I'm having these conversations with people and they're telling me, oh my gosh, I don't know why, this is happening health-wise. And I start to just break down basic stuff. Like, do you not realize the food that we were eating? If you're my age, I'm about to be 50 this year. If you're my age, you went through where we ate like food straight from that was not sprayed. We started off eating food that was not sprayed. Then processed food became more popular. Like you've gone through so many like you cannot be my age and say you don't know why you don't have a health challenge. Like there's so much more stress in the world we live in today. There's so much more on not only our food, but on the products you use and the air you breathe. Don't believe them when they say they're not spraying the skies with crap. Yes, they are. You could see from people that had snowstorms how they're like, the snow is so weird this time. It's not melting. Why do you think? It's not just random. And you can call me a conspiracy theorist, but there's a lot of conspiracies that have been proven true from like 5 years ago. So I'm just going to say it. It's just common sense. There's so much that we're bombarded with now. And guess what? Thank God we have someone like Dr. Charlie that's bringing it back to the basics. That's what natural healing is about. Like, this is why I'm so big on natural health and wellness, because when you look at it, it's really bringing it back to the basics. Like herbs are the medicine that God put here on this earth for us to help heal our bodies. You don't need, man came around over 100 years ago and figured out how they could monetize that. But what were they using before the pharmaceuticals, guys? Exactly what Dr. Charlie promotes. So this conversation has been so good. I could talk to Dr. Charlie all day because I get so excited whenever I talk to you because it's just so good. And then the fact that you have the medical knowledge and all that to go with it. Oh my gosh, guys, you got to watch this replay. If you didn't catch the beginning, you're gonna want to watch the whole thing. This was jam-packed of nuggets. And this is just an honor to have you, Dr. Charlie, as a member of the Holistic Business Network. I think it's been over 2 years now.
Yes, almost 3.
I think almost 3 years ago. I found him on Instagram. He was like just sharing so many amazing health tips and wellness tips. And I was like, who is this man? This is amazing. So such an honor to have you in the network. if you're out here and you're a health and wellness natural practitioner, or you have a natural business and you're just like, hey, Nyla's on here watching, and you're like, how can I partner with something a little bit bigger than myself so I can like really help to expand my exposure out here in the natural health and wellness space? Because guess what? The problem is most of like there's too many best kept secrets. Dr. Charlie, I was like, when I met you, I was like, why does the whole world not know about Dr. Charlie? Like the things that he offers and the knowledge he has, amazing. So it's such a joy having you in the network. I'm so grateful for you. Like just all the things that you share, the times that you've even helped me with my health, like just a lot of gratitude. And for what you just shared on this live, I cannot say it enough, guys. If you're at the tail end of this, you're going to want to watch the replay. If you know anyone with sickle cell, if you have somebody you know of another race and they're having health issues and they can't figure it out, watch this, because Dr. Charlie dropped some bombs on here for sure. Any final words, Dr. Charlie?
No, I think you said it best when you said that most health practitioners that are working on healing individuals, we hide way too well. But what you have created here and the way you promote us is really amazing. So I always encourage individuals. I send plenty of people to here to say, hey, listen, if you guys really, really, really want to get out there and you're afraid to network, just go to at least one of these meetings, and you will meet so many individuals that are not per se in your same industry, because there's so many different types of healing that the referral sources are amazing, for one, and two, the way that Miss Michelle, I was gonna say Miss Fletcher, Miss Michelle, really helps you out and guide you is something that I always brag about over and over again. So just continue to do the good work you're doing. And I'm sorry I'm driving. I had another meeting at 12:30. I completely forgot about it. It was such a good conversation. But it was gonna kill me. But just keep doing the good work, and guys, please continue to join this network, because there's not enough good networks like this who are really willing to do the work for you. And sometimes you just got to show up, and the people that you want to meet are going to be in these rooms.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. And Dr. Charlie, you're absolutely right. Like the connections, the collaborations, the clients that I've seen people get from being in the rooms. And I'm so glad you mentioned the rooms, because we do have 2 events in person happening next month. One on March 24th, happening in Coral Gables. It's our holistic capital exchange event. This is where we get together, we network, speed networking. You're going to get to hear from some educational component that's a part of that event. And then we're doing it again on March 26th in Boca Raton at the Kendra Scott store in Boca Town Center. So these are 2 powerful, these events are like our powerful events where people come and the connections made. You feel like, oh, is it another networking event? It's not. It's different. It's definitely different. But if you want more information on that, reach out to me. If you want more information on Dr. Charlie, he will be tagged on this replay. But if you still can't find him, reach out to me. I will definitely get you in contact. Just a great resource, and just an amazing practitioner in the natural health and wellness space. I appreciate you, Dr. Charlie. Thank you so much. Sorry I made you forget about your next meeting, but this conversation was so good.
It was. It is well worth it. I'll make it up to the other person, so don't worry about it. All right?
All right. No worries. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. You do the same.